Hello friends, today's video is regarding the mind brain body connect. How mind affect the body. Our body is the physical outcome of our thoughts and emotions in mind. When the mind is agitated, the body is also agitated and the prana flows in the unwanted directions. We know that brain is a electrochemical instruments. Why electro? We know that because of sodium ion and potassium ion exchange, the electrical systems, electricity starts flowing. Certain potential is created in the neurons. And this the neurons that transfer the information. Now, it means the neurons can be programmed because they are responsible for transmitting the information. So the mind acts as a programmer. How? With the help of the reticular formation. This is the reticular formation which is there in the brain stem. So RAS, that is a reticular activating system that influence the reticular formation, and by that whatever is going on in our mind, accordingly the things are programmed. So the neuron system is programmed according to the thoughts in our mind. That is why it is said, if we want to rise, if we want to have a leadership role, if we want to act properly, we should have our clear goal, clear mission, and clear purpose, so that our thoughts are very clear, and according to those thoughts, the neuron systems are programmed. Whether we are in dream, or in sleep, or in waking condition, our brain will remain working according to the thoughts and goals and perception made in our mind, because its neuron system is programmed according to the thoughts or emotions of the mind. For that, there are so many systems are working. One is sympathetic nerves, another is parasympathetic nerves. Now, how the sympathetic nerves are influenced, let us see. If all the information is collected in the thalamus, and thalamus acts as a relay system to send the information to the cerebrum if it is normal. And cerebrum have 4 lobes and insular cortex that process it properly, and prefrontal cortex thinks it properly, rather analyze it properly, and then convert into actions by giving the directions to the motor neurons. But if the information is considered to be negative, then amygdala hijack it, and that will give pass on the information to the hypothalamus. That will give signal to the sympathetic nerves. Now, what will happen? These sympathetic nerves through the spinal cord releases norepinephrine as a neurotransmitter to the adrenaline gland. But in case the amygdala is active and that is filled with the negative information sent to the hypothalamus, then HPA axis, hypothalamus pituitary gland and adrenaline gland axis, this starts working. It means if you are having stress, if the thoughts are negative, naturally you will be having stress. Whether it is due to fear or due to anger or due to any other thinking and any other thoughts. If we are stressed, then hypothalamus will release CRH neurotransmitter that will give direction to the pituitary gland to release ACTH, and this ACTH will go to the adrenaline cortex. This adrenaline gland, there are two parts. One is cortex part, this is the cortex part, another is medulla part. So medulla releases adrenaline while the cortex parts releases cortisol and other hormone that is like minicorticoid, androgen. So there were so many sex hormones. So this cortisol, this increases because it is mostly the glucocorticoids. Though this directs the liver to release sugar so that more energy is given. And also this changes the vessels of the blood. So the blood pressure also starts increasing. If blood pressure is higher, it is again sensed through cranial nerve 9. And this vagus nerve, if this acts as a parasympathetic nervous system, then it can calm down. So it means again there is a role of one more thing, that is vagus nerve. So if vagus nerves act properly, it's working properly, then BP will come down. What is the vagus nerve? Actually, vagus nerve is a parasympathetic nerve. And that goes to all involuntary important organs to soothe it, to bring the system in the homeostasis position. Whether it is digestion system, it is pancreas, this heart, or this lungs. Everywhere the vagus nerve goes. It can be said to be a wandering nerve. So it means now how many factors comes? This RAS, the mind, the HPO, sympathetic nervous system, and vagus nerve. So if we stimulate our vagus nerves properly, if vagus nerves are properly working, they are properly stimulated, then our system may remain normal. But if vagus nerve is not properly stimulated, it means our parasympathetic system is not working properly, then sympathetic nerves will increase BP, and we may become hypertension patient. It will increase the glucose, we may become diabetic. And similarly, other problems we may face. Thus we can say Yes, the mind changes the brain and body systems. So we must understand what is our reticular activating system, what is the vagus nervous system, if we want to have our body in a healthy conditions. And also we should try to program in such a way, we should how? It means we have to improve our thoughts, improve our thinking. All these activities, our vagus nervous system and our mind system, that can be improved with the help of yogasana, pranayam, and other process. And we should consider that our thoughts are perfect so that we can work at the normal frequency. We know that the brain's frequencies are different at alpha, beta, gamma, delta stages. If we try to be more time in the alpha state, then our frequencies will be normal. The frequencies will be low. Accordingly, the whole system of the body will work in a normal way. Thank you, friends. We'll give in details in our subsequent video. If you like this video, please subscribe so that as soon as our next videos are released, it goes to you.